Brand new Oculus Quest images leaked. You heard it here first, second, maybe third, fourth, maybe fifth, I don't know. Hello and welcome to the VR Cauldron, your melting pot of VR goodness. Don't worry, Snort and Rev, I am doing a Pavlov video, but I just thought I'd get in quick as I could to get a video out on the new Oculus Quest images that have leaked. So you might remember back in March, some information leaked on the mysterious Oculus Del Mar along with its Jedi controllers. So even back in March, people thought there was going to be a new Oculus Quest. People looked at the Jedi controllers and thought, right, what could Jedi mean? We all know that Jedis use the Force.
Hello there.
Can it mean it's a controller based on hand tracking? Well, obviously the Oculus Quest has already got hand tracking, so no one really knew what that was, and we won't really talk too much about that. And then in May, Bloomberg posted an article about a possible new Oculus Quest that was meant to be lighter. It would have a higher refresh rate, but still, we didn't really know much about it and when it was going to come out or anything like that. And then fast forward to last week, when news hit that a new Oculus Quest headset was entering production. So it was ready and they were about to start making it. But still, we didn't know much about it. And then, a couple of days ago, Twitter user walkingcat, who's known for leaking things that have often come true, he or she leaked an image of a brand new Oculus Quest. And then, a little while later, posted two more pictures from the behind and from the other side. Now these ones, they look like renders. I don't think they were actual images of the Quest because they look very similar to promotional materials used before when releasing the original Rift and the Rift S and the old Quest or the current Quest. But then four more images leaked. Now these didn't look like renders, these look like actual photos of a model that someone actually had, and they were leaked onto Reddit as well as Twitter by a user called PixelKZ2, and these images literally only appeared a few hours ago. So let's have a look at those and see how they compare with the current Oculus Quest and previous offerings that have come from Oculus. So let's look at that original image that came out from walkingcat. To me, at first glance, it just looked like a white version of the Oculus Quest that's around right now. You can see it had the two cameras at the front, and then you could see one on the corner, which a lot of people have said that it's higher up in order to get a larger field of view for tracking. To me, it looks about in the same position, but maybe I'm not very good at comparing. I thought there was a lot of kind of pink in the white, but then having seen the later images, you can definitely see that there's no pink in there at all, and it's literally just a white headset. Now, whether this is the actual production model and it's going to look exactly like that, that remains to be seen. But having seen them, now I can't imagine them actually putting the pink into it, and I think that was just a lighting effect to make the promo image look nicer. So, differences from that first image, a lot of people have talked about this. There's the lack of the IPD slider for one. You can still see the volume controller. You can see it's got a USB-C input, and it's got a headphone input. Now a lot of people now believe there's only a headphone input on one side, because when you look at the other side, there's definitely no headphone input on that side that I can see. It looks like there's a power switch on the other side. There is some kind of hole, but it doesn't look, it's not large enough to be a headphone input. You can see the controllers, they look very, very similar to the Rift S and current Quest controllers, but a lot of people immediately saw the differences in the buttons. I still can't really tell the difference, but we'll get a closer look at that in a second. But the main talking point was the fact that there's that lack of the IPD slider, which is going to upset a hell of a lot of people. And there was uproar when the Rift S came out without one. The amount of people that actually had an IPD compatible with the Rift S was actually around 40 to 45% of people, which is obviously not very many. So a lot of people were automatically unable to buy the headset because they simply wouldn't be able to look through it properly. You can see inside the Quest headset, there's two lenses, and there's a material surrounding them all, so you can't see the mechanism that allows the lenses to move. But when you adjust the IPD slide, you can see they go further out and closer in. And the Quest has actually got the largest range for adjustable IPD out of all the headsets. It goes from 59, I think, up to 71 or something like that. It tells you inside the headset. Now, if the new one doesn't have that, it leads people to believe it must have different lenses. So the lenses must have a better sweet spot, because the Rift S has got software IPD adjustment, meaning basically the Quest has got two LCD screens inside it, whereas the Rift S has only got one. So because the Quest has got two screens, it can actually move it out and in with the lenses. But with the Rift S, because it's only got one screen, all it can do is move the images on it. But that doesn't really help, because the lenses are still in the wrong place. So if you imagine I was looking through my glasses and one eye was over here and one eye was over there, it doesn't matter if the images change, the lenses themselves are still in the wrong place. So we're hoping that they have learnt from their previous mistake with the Rift S and the fact that so many people couldn't use it, and that they must have some sort of answer in that the lenses themselves have got a bigger sweet spot, so you can look at different parts of the lens and it's still okay. Sweet spot is the part of the lens that you look through and everything looks fine. So if it's got a small sweet spot, you have to look through that certain part of the lens, and if it moves, then it looks terrible. If it's got a large sweet spot, then you can look pretty much anywhere, which will cater for larger IPD, interpupillary distance, the distance in between the pupils. Looking at the images, you can tell the strap is a material type. It looks like it's probably a stretchy type of strap with the adjustable parts at the back. Some people think they might be digging into your head. I imagine it will be okay, because they obviously would have done set testing, but people have been known to get things wrong in the past. They decided not to have the more expensive, comfortable Halo type, but that Halo strap is bulkier. The problem with the Quest wasn't really the straps, it was more the fact that it was so heavy at the front. So we're hoping that it's going to be lighter, which we assume it is. That Bloomberg article said it was going to be a lot lighter. Looking at the pictures, I personally can't tell that it's shallower. Some people have suggested it doesn't stick out as much, so I can't really tell, so I'll have to take their word for it. A few things that have been rubbed out. On the new images, there's like a black bar at the top of the front. On the promo images, that just says Oculus, and you can see on the front of the Quest, if that's in focus, that just says the words Oculus as well. The gasket looks very similar. At first I thought maybe they'd used a silicone, but that would be silly of them to use that, because it totally repels sweat, which makes it really, really uncomfortable. Otherwise, just in general usage, you're going to be dripping. The sound looks like it's still coming out of the headband, just like the Rift S and just like the old Quest. However, the hole that the sound comes out this time looks to be horizontal, so moving in the direction of the strap rather than going up and down. Now let's look at those controllers. Now we've got a new image of a controller. Apparently they're meant to be more ergonomic. One thing that is obvious though, that it's got a large circular area for where the buttons and the joystick go. I think it probably gives a lot more room. There's that little kind of pad next to the A, B buttons and the X, Y buttons. I think that is something where you can put your thumb, so the controllers know whether your thumb's going up and down. However, every single button on the Touch 2 controllers are capacitive anyway, so they know when you are touching them, even if you're not pressing them in. They basically look like the Touch 2 controllers, but with the button layout of the Touch 1 controllers, which a lot of people have said that they prefer. We can see there's a sticker on top of the device on the 4 latest images. This device has not been authorized as required by the rules of the Federal Communications Commission. This device is not and may not be offered for sale or lease or sold or leased until authorization is obtained. So it's basically, it looks like some kind of employee or someone who's managed to get their hands on one has decided to share it. They've got some identifiable marks that they've scribbled over so people can't tell who the leak person is. Naughty people, but it's all very exciting. The overall consensus from people that have seen the images is that it's not going to be a huge upgrade. If it was a huge upgrade, we'd be expecting things like the eye tracking inside, the faster processor, which at the moment we've got no idea whether it does have a faster Snapdragon processor inside. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. A lot of people are thinking that it's going to be some kind of cost-saving exercise where the current Quest has got this material surround, whereas the new one is fully plastic. Whereas the straps on this one are plastic, but the straps on the new one have gone material, which I think for straps is probably going to be cheaper. So people are calling it a Quest S, because S now means a tiny upgrade for some reason. I think Apple started that off. Or a Quest Lite, because of the way the DS Lite lost some features but upgraded internals, similar to the way the Rift S lost a lot of features of the original Rift but upgraded things like the resolution, and that's about it actually. So what do you think? Are you a Quest owner that maybe bought it a year ago and was excited to get the new Quest, but now you're a bit disappointed? Or maybe you're a Quest owner like me who's only just bought a Quest and was worried about a new one coming out, now is slightly relieved that it doesn't look like a massive upgrade on the one that we've only just got for $400 or £400 or whatever currency it is you've used. Let me know in the comments. What do you think of the colour? White, it's a departure from the current black used by pretty much every single headset. Apart from the Oculus Go, one thing to note is that one of the images that walkingcat posted on Twitter was captioned with the date September the 15th, which suggests that maybe they'll be out by the September the 15th, or maybe they'll be announced on the September the 15th. We don't really know, it's just the title of the tweet. But if you do look on the Oculus forums, they did say that on September the 15th, that was the time when they were no longer accepting apps for the Oculus Go. So that's quite interesting as well. However, since then, some later dates have been given for the Oculus Go where they're going to stop supporting it. So yeah, it's all very interesting at the moment. I wouldn't say it's exactly exciting, but it's interesting. I wanted to get a quick video out on it. Next one's still going to be a Pavlov video. I've been doing some of that stuff tonight.
What is this game? What is it?
I just thought I'd quickly get into the shed and say something about these new Quest pictures. So, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. We're getting loads of VR content out at the moment. If you found this a bit informative, feel free to hit the like button. It helps me get found. So I've been Witch, you've been watching the VR Cauldron. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Upside down, I can't see heaven. Am I under your protection spell? Just don't hang up the phone. They wanna send me straight to hell. I can see you, but I'm all alone. Will you save me? Will you save me?